Hi friends, in today's video I will talk about essential things you need to know concerning giving birth in the US on a J1 visa. As someone aspiring to teach in the US, you want to know every information that will affect your decision. If you are planning to have additions to your family in the US while working there on a J1 visa, I hope this video will be useful to you. While I was doing this, I was thinking if I had all this information when I was pregnant, I would have saved lots of money and the experience would have been less stressful and scary for me. So stick around and watch till the end of the video so you'll be less afraid and stressed when your time comes. Check out my other videos in my YouTube channel. Please like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Just a bit of a background. I got married in 2012 and I gave birth to my son in 2019 in Orlando, Florida. That's a long time in between. Anyway, so after a year of being a teacher there, I finally got pregnant and my son is now 3 years old. Today, I will answer the questions related to getting pregnant and giving birth in the US. When? What do you do after learning of the pregnancy? 2. Can I lose my job for being pregnant? 3. How much was the cost related to pregnancy, such as prenatal, delivery, postpartum? What do you need to know about filing a maternity leave? What government services and financial assistance are available for you and your baby? And finally, can I apply for a waiver of the 2-year home residency requirement of the J1 visa? After learning of the pregnancy, what should you do? Of course, you want to make sure that you are indeed pregnant by going to the doctor to be checked. I did my pregnancy at home more than 3 times since we could not believe it because we have been trying for so many years and nothing, and then suddenly this. So after getting the positive result using the home test kit, I went to a clinic and asked to have an ultrasound. However, they said that they will not have my ultrasound if I was not on my 8th week yet. But they gave me a referral to Thrive Orlando, which was a clinic for women, and having the ultrasound there is free of charge. So we went and had my ultrasound and heard the heartbeat for the first time. I had my tears of joy. Well, anyway, make sure to keep all of your records safe. It is important to inform your visa sponsor of the pregnancy. They will tell you what to do next. You will also have conversations about insurance, contract matters. Make sure that you know your contract fully. Does it say in your contract that you cannot get pregnant while participating in the program? Well, later on you would know that this should not be in your contract, but who knows? Inform your school admin that you are pregnant as well. This is for safety concerns and also so that they could expect that you might miss your classes due to frequent doctor visits or possibly pregnancy complications. It will also help them with planning for coverage just in case. Now, should you inform your students? I did inform my students. At that time, I was thinking about safety as well, but you do not have to if you don't feel like telling them. But in my case, my pregnancy came at an age that's considered critical or sensitive, and I just really want to make sure that I was safe. I must tell you, my students became nicer to me. Does my contract with my employer end due to getting pregnant? What are my rights? If you are pregnant, have been pregnant, or may become pregnant, and if your employer has 15 or more employees, which is the case for you if you are working at a school district, you are protected against pregnancy-based discrimination and harassment at work under federal law. You may also have a legal right to work adjustments or accommodations that will allow you to do your job without jeopardizing your health. The rights related to pregnancy are provided by the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, or PDA, and the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA. You may also have additional rights under other laws such as the Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA, state and local laws, and various medical insurance laws. If you want to know more about your rights related to being pregnant, you can read more about these laws. I have the link to this resource in the description box below. Third question, what is the cost related to pregnancy? While I talked to you about the cost, I thought I'd show you the hospital where I gave birth to Sam. I gave birth to my son at Winnie Palmer Hospital, which is a hospital for women and babies. I did my prenatal care services and checkups at a Florida Department of Health clinic called Southside Clinic. So, okay, in my case, my total hospital bill amounted to $90,000. I've thrown away my bills, so I do not remember every single detail of those bills, but I remember the anesthesiologist fee was $10,000. But because I had an insurance, my out of pocket came down to about 7,000 US dollars. It's still very expensive because for those who qualified for medical and whatever government assistance, some did not have to pay anything. Some paid only about $7. It depends. I was not qualified for any of these assistance because of my salary. I paid that $7,000 in 2 years. So you choose how you will pay. Please note that this bill was only from this hospital. I had tests done in some other clinics too. Also, I had some complications during pregnancy and I had been brought to the ER a week before delivering my baby, so that's an extra cost for me as well. The reason why my bill went up that much was because the original plan was to have vaginal delivery. We call it natural delivery in the Philippines, but after many hours of trying, the baby was not coming out, so we made a decision to go for C-section. Of course, that procedure caused the bill to skyrocket, and it also meant we had to stay longer in the hospital. I went in Sunday morning and was discharged Friday morning. If delivered naturally, I would have stayed in the hospital for 2 to 3 days only. So definitely learn from my experience and really plan this with your doctor. By the way, the hospital will require you to already have a car seat for the baby that they will check before you're officially let go. When you enter the hospital, you will not pay any deposit. You will also leave the hospital without paying for anything. They will send you the bill. Once received, you can start paying. Again, if you qualify for government subsidy, you may end up not paying for anything, or if you will have to pay, it will be a small amount. Most of these services are for low-income families. In Florida, if your household income is $38,000 yearly or lower, then you qualify. It is household income, so everyone's income will be added to determine eligibility. In my case, my salary was already above this, so I did not qualify, and also my husband was working too. If you have lots of kids, you might qualify. Not included in that cost yet is the insurance. The J1 visa insurance is way less than the new insurance you need when you get pregnant. Your visa sponsor will assist you in obtaining a new insurance appropriate to your condition. The insurance you have as a J1 visa does not include services related to prenatal checkups, delivery, etc. This will be your new insurance. They will suggest a new insurance company, but you can definitely look for your own. Mine was what my visa sponsor gave me. It cost me around $500 or higher each month at that time, but obviously it is now more expensive. I heard from my friend who's also a J1 teacher that the insurance was already almost $1,000 in 2021. While pregnant, your old J1 insurance will stop and it will resume after giving birth depending on when you request your new insurance to end. In my case, I kept my new insurance until 2 months after giving birth because I was waiting for all of my bills to arrive to make sure that I have all the insurance coverage necessary. Once that's done, I informed my visa sponsor that I want my old J1 insurance to be reinstated. I think it was around May 2019. If you want to know more about J1 visa teacher salary, expenses, and savings, watch this video on my channel. Check out the other videos as well. Follow me on my Facebook page. We can chat there. It has the same name. Also, all the links are in the description box below. What do you need to know about filing maternity leave? You must be able to file your maternity leave no later than 30 days before your expected date of delivery. You can ask your school secretary or the HR of the district, or whichever is your employer, about the documentations that you need to complete. This will also involve your doctor, as there's a form that they need to complete as well. Unfortunately, unlike in the Philippines where we have paid maternity and paternity leave, there is no such in the US. Benefits also vary from state to state. In Florida, where I taught for 5 years, there's no paid maternity leave. So if you are planning on getting pregnant, make sure to prepare for it financially and make sure to not use your sick leave balances if possible. Each year, you will have 10 sick leave balance, and it accumulates every school year if you don't use them. So if you did not use any of it for 2 years, for instance, then you will have 20 days of paid leave once you have to use it when you give birth. My pregnancy was not expected because we kind of have given up on it. Like I told you, since we have been trying for so many years and it never happened. So when I finally got pregnant, of course we could not believe it, but we were very happy and grateful for such a blessing. At the same time, I did not save my sick leave balances from the past school years. In short, during the time that I was in the hospital and unable to go to work, I was not paid. This unpaid leave will easily add up to the total cost of the whole pregnancy, so make sure that you really plan for it financially, especially if you plan on having a baby or babies in the US. So, for how long can you be on maternity leave? In the US, they have what is called FMLA, which is allowing an employee to be absent for 12 weeks for valid reasons. There's a list of acceptable reason for this one, and still be able to come back to your workplace without a problem. Meaning you can be certain that you have a job to come back to after 12 weeks. After 12 weeks, the employer is no longer obligated to keep you. They may start looking for your replacement in case you will still not be able to work after this period. Also, if you're working with a family member in the same district, they can contribute to your sick leave balance. An example is if you and your husband both work in the same district, you can ask your HR about this if you want to know more. Question number 5. What services do you or your child receive before and after giving birth? Most of the services and aid available depends on your household income, size of household, and also it varies from state to state. But these are some that are available there that you might qualify. The Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, that's the WIC. It provides federal grants to states for supplemental foods, healthcare referrals, and nutrition education for low-income, pregnant, breastfeeding, and non-breastfeeding postpartum women, and to infants and children up to age 5 who are found to be at nutritional risk. So if you qualify for this one, you will have food stamps, so you can shop for food items, produce, for free. You don't have to pay for it. Next, there is Medicaid. Medicaid is the nation's public health insurance program for people, again, with low income. There's Florida Department of Children and Families, DCF. Also in different states, it works toward establishing the permanency and well-being of children by providing supports and services to families at home when it is safe to do so. Healthy Start Services. It is a free home visiting program that provides education and care coordination to pregnant women and families of children under the age of 3. They also have Florida's Early Steps. Early Steps provides free early intervention services to infants and toddlers from birth to 36 months with developmental delays, disabilities, and at-risk conditions. I have a video about daycare as well, so make sure to check that out. If you're liking my content so far, make sure to like, leave a comment. You can also share my videos. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Anyway, okay, so the last question, can I apply for a waiver to the 2-year home residency requirement of the J1 visa? Since you have an American child, right? So the answer is yes, you can. The following are two possible waivers you can apply for. The first one is the NOS, or No Objection Statement, from your home country. In the Philippines, though, this one can no longer be used if you're applying for it on the ground of having an American child or being married to an American spouse. This would have been the easiest, fastest, and least expensive ground to use for waiver, because you can do this on your own, meaning you do not have to retain an immigration lawyer. The result is also fast. In other countries, this is granted automatically as long as you can prove that your child or spouse is an American. Again, unfortunately for the Philippines, they changed the rules. The second one is exceptional hardship. This one can be very expensive, and nowadays, after the pandemic, it's taking a long time for them to process this, and those who apply for it could wait up to more than a year for the result, and in the end, you're really not sure if this would be granted. Basically, you have to prove here that the American child or spouse will be subject to exceptional hardship should they be left in the US, because the J1 visa holder need to get back to their home country, or that the American child or spouse will be subject to exceptional hardship if they leave the US to be with the J1 visa holder wherever their home country is. The NOS and exceptional hardship are not simple things, so if you want to know more about them, you can consult an immigration lawyer, and there are also lots of blogs about them and websites on this topic as well. So that's it for us today. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.